Way up north to Alaska. Way up north to Alaska. North to Alaska. Go north for Russia's home. North to Alaska. Go north for Russia's home.
We had breakfast at the campground that morning and drove down the Skagway in time for our reservation for the Fraser Meadows steam excursion. The round trip for the excursion is 54 miles. The train climbs nearly 3,000 feet in 26 miles. To the left you can see Skagway and the Lynn Canal in the distance. The steam excursion only runs 3 days a week. It is powered by crude oil. You can see with all the smoke, that's probably the reason why they don't run it more than that.
To hike up to the Lofty Glacier just a few miles away.
This morning we packed up early and crossed the border and said goodbye to the Yukon. We had breakfast at the Sweet Tooth Cafe and learned there was a car show later that afternoon. But first we visited the abandoned town site of Daia. After exploring Daia, we checked into the Westmark Inn and got a much-needed shower before the car show. We had a great time listening to music and chatting with all the local people that brought their cars. That evening we attended the Days of 98 show. The show was about local legend Soapy Smith. Before the show there was a game of chance. I won $21,000, not real money, but I did win a bar of Soapy Smith soap. morning we went to Sweet Tooth again for breakfast and had fun watching people take selfies and photos of the Pinto. After breakfast, we visited the Klondike Gold Rush Visitor Center and learned more about the Gold Rush of '98. Then we went to Soapy Smith's Parlor to learn more about Soapy Smith before boarding the ferry, fair weather, to Juneau. After disembarking the ferry, we took the short drive to Spruce Meadow RV Park. It is owned by a mother and daughter, very nice, with large wooded sites. After we set up camp, we went to the sandbar for halibut. Today we explored downtown Juneau and had lunch on the water. We met up with Alaska legend Laverne Byer. Laverne, a Wisconsin native, captured and tagged more than 800 grizzlies in his 35-year career with the Alaska Department of Fish and Game. Laverne gave Don and I a tour of his 30s vintage Sultana ship tied up in the harbor. After visiting with Laverne, we headed north on Highway 7 and pulled off at Lena Beach picnic area to record this moment when my car hit 200,000 miles. A little further up the road, we visited the beautiful St. Therese Shrine. This morning we'd headed to the docks in downtown Juneau to get aboard the Captain Cook of Adventure Bound to explore the Tracy Arm Fjords. Next morning, packed up camp and went to the Mendenhall Glacier Visitor Center and walked on some of the hiking trails. Got up close to the waterfall. After lunch at Donna's restaurant in Juneau, we went to the University of Alaska Southeast and settled into our suite. We were up early at 3:30 a.m. to be at our 4:15 boarding of the Matanuska Ferry, which will be our home for the next nearly 2 days. We had booked a private oceanside room for the night with a shower, or you could sleep in one of the lounges or pitch a tent on the deck with duct tape. Ferry started doing zigzags, and I wondered what was up. Then people started pointing. There were pods of whales nearby. Said goodbye to Alaska and new friends Chuck and Marion and Dennis and Doris as the ship pulled into the port of Prince Rupert. This is the intersection of the Yellowhead and Cassiar highways. Next time we visit Alaska, we plan to take this route. We stopped in New Hazelton, British Columbia for the night at the Robbers Roost Hotel.